Hello, everyone. Welcome to Becoming with Naomi. If this is your first time, thank you so much for joining me. Please watch all the other episodes because they all kind of interlink together. This is a journey that I'm going through. So it does help if you do check out the other videos. For those of you who are returning followers, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, for those who do not know what Becoming with Naomi is all about, this is about my becoming journey, becoming the woman that God has called me to be. And in these videos, I share with you on a weekly basis what that looks like. It may help you on your journey as well of becoming. It may help you to articulate how you feel. And even if you're not on a becoming journey, there may be some things that you can relate to. Now, before I get started, if the angle of this shot is a little bit like tilted, it's because I'm having like my whole setup is against me today. So bear with me. Now, I don't know what I'm going to call this episode, so I'm going to go straight into it. But I'm going to explain to you what my week has been like, and it's continued to be a good week in a sense of like the feelings of feeling free, feeling connected to walking into wholeness. It has been good, and I'm still sitting in that confidence. I'm still sitting in this walking into my new identity and still getting used to what that looks and feels like, because everything still feels new to me. And I'm not rushing it. I don't think I have any expectations in this side of the journey, but I'm enjoying it for what it is. Now, I will say that I have absolutely made the enemy mad. That I have taken this so seriously, that change has actually occurred, knowing that I have now decided to walk into spaces, I'm going to mean spaces, mental spaces, and spiritually take control with the authority that Christ has given me. The enemy is big mad, and I low-key love that because the enemy's been playing with me for a while. So now I'm like, yeah, it's over now. Like, you're really not going to have me. But this week, the enemy tried to tempt me and dangle a carrot in front of me. And I'm going to explain to you what that looked like and what it felt like. I'm not going to tell you what the situation was, but I'm going to tell you enough to know that your girl is changing. Like, she's changed. She's doing good. And I did say in previous videos that one thing that's probably more likely to happen is the enemy will always try to come back to see, have you really changed? It's when you've experienced a breakthrough, when you've experienced a transition, the enemy will come back to try you to see if you have actually changed. Are you going to commit to the things that you said you were no longer going to go back to? So, but the work never stops. I always say the becoming journey, we're always becoming something. So there's never really like an end destination, but we're always becoming something. And in that, we're always going to be tested and tried. And yeah, I'm going to say that I was tested and tried this week from something from my past. And when this thing was presented to me, I was like, oh, I kind of want to. And then I thought, hold up. You've been talking about changing and the desires have changed. What is this? And then it really got to me. I was like, oh no, maybe I haven't changed. But what was different is that I had changed my response to the temptation. So instead of me kind of like toying with the idea, instead of me thinking, what do I want? I just went, nope, no, God, I need to speak to you right now. I need to speak to you right now because I didn't see this coming. I actually thought that I would never have to necessarily revisit this. So why has it come to me now? And I ran straight to God. I was like, I'm not messing about, because I have worked far too hard to get to this point to toy with this idea, to think, let me just hover in this moment. No. I went straight to my knees and I started praying. And I was honest with God. I don't know if you guys remember when I said in previous videos where there's been times where I was trying to gaslight myself and make myself think that I'm okay, that I've got it all together. In this moment, I was like, no, God, I don't have it all together. In this moment, I don't know what to do. In this moment, this is how I want to respond. In this moment, this is what I want to react to. In this moment, this is what I want to do. And I just gave it all to God. I told God exactly what I wanted to do. And I told God exactly how I was feeling that I wanted to do that to begin with. And like I said, I felt like I failed. Even though I hadn't given into the past, I felt like I failed because I wanted to. And I think I expected that certain desires would go away completely, certain wants would go away completely, and that feeling wouldn't be there. But then what I realized afterwards is that it's how I respond to these things. That's the key. Because the reality is, the word says it, that as Christians, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities in spiritual places, right? So we also know that the flesh and the spirit are always warring against each other. And I said this before, going to be in positions where you're like, okay, am I going to listen to the flesh? Am I going to listen to the spirit? And in this moment, I was like, oh, hold up. I've got the language, I've got the strength, God has given me the grace to lean into the spirit and not turn to the things of the past. And I quickly changed my mindset. I quickly changed from having the mindset of, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I wanted to give in to. You didn't give in. In fact, your response was Jesus. Your response was, God, I can't do this. I need you to help me. And that's what I used to do before. I was always trying to do it on my own. I was always like, no, I shouldn't be. I'm too strong for this. There's no way that I can begin. No, oh, how dare you? No, I'm strong. I can do this. I've got this. God's got me. And I'd use the biblical language. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But in the past, I wouldn't go to God with it. I'd be like, yes, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, but still acting out in my own strength. And in that moment, I was like, God, no, I don't like this. I don't like how it feels. I don't like the fact this has been presented to me. I don't like the fact that I want to. Like, what is going on? And I was just like, no, this shouldn't be happening. And I was just honest with God. And for me, that's a big thing for me, because I wouldn't usually do that. I probably would pray, but I don't think I'd be that honest with God about how I'm feeling, because what I'm also realizing that when I'm honest with God to that extent, I'm also being honest to myself. I'm allowing myself to realize that there is a space here where I feel weak and I cannot do it on my own. I said in the other video that I now know that everything that I've been going through, that my strength has not come from me, it has come from God. And this week I'm like, God, hello, I need you again. And that's what it's about. It's about like admitting, God, I need you, because I can't do this on my own. And I think that's one of the things that I've really struggled with in the past, is being the oldest child and just naturally just taking on responsibility as an older child, and just things that I've gone through and doing things on my own. I'm like, I've got to do it on my own. It's me one. And God's like, I need you to break out that mentality, because I'm here. So the fact that I responded to God and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to God with this one. It was another realization of the change that had occurred. And I was like, oh, okay, this is new. So yes, the enemy tried to throw something at me, because trust me, I know this was the enemy, like, knocking on the door saying, are you going to open up? And I'm like, but literally it's like my hand went towards the door handle, and I've caught myself and I was like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nah, 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 nah. And I was like, I turned and I said, okay, God, what do I do? What do I do? Because I want to follow my feelings and my emotions, but I also want to follow you. And I know that I have done and have come so far. I know that if I even entertain this, brother, it's not good. So, yeah, that was a very proud moment, and an eye-opening moment, because I'd run to God with it instead of being little Miss Independent. I can do it on my own, and or I've got it all the way together. No, you don't always have it all the way together, and it's okay that you don't always have it all together. God does not expect us to always have it all together. Don't get me wrong, when you're journeying with God, there are going to be spaces where you mature and God's like, you know better than this. You absolutely know better than this. So do better. Know better, do better. But on this journey and in this moment, I just knew that I was like, okay, I need to give myself grace, because I have, since coming into this, walking into wholeness, I have not experienced the whole knock, knock, knock. Anybody there? Are you going to open the door to me? And then be like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, that was the first moment. And I'm glad I'm really proud on how I responded. I really am. One thing that I learned from this situation as well is that there are two things that God will do when you are in your becoming journey or going through like a breakthrough or changes, is that God will either remove the desire completely, or he'll give you the grace to say no and choose him. And in this situation, I realized that God didn't remove the desire. And I think that's what I was expecting. I expected him to remove the desire and I could walk past it and I'd be like, yeah, it's for example, you see a piece of cake, you love lemon drizzle cake, and you know it's not good for you because it pack up with sugar. You see, and you're like, yep, God's delivered me from the spirit of lemon cake. And you see the lemon cake and you're like, oh, that looks good. That actually looks good. And the old you would just take a slice and not even think about it. But in this moment, you're like, oh, I actually want it. I do want it. And then you get upset at the fact that you do want it. But God's not removed the desire of you liking lemon cake, but he's given you the strength and the grace to say, yeah, I want it, but I don't need it. And I'm going to choose the apple over the lemon cake. In fact, I'm going to choose the lemon juice over the lemon drizzle cake, because there's more benefits from the actual fruit itself. Ooh, that's a word. There's actual benefits from the fruit itself than the counterfeit. Ooh. Sorry, that just hit me, because there are benefits from the actual lemon itself, but the counterfeit, because the counterfeit looks good. The counterfeit feeds the flesh, but the actual fruit itself, there's so much benefits from it. But guess what? With the lemon, you got to, in order for you to have it, you got to peel it, you got to cut it up, you got to, there's so many different things you can do to it. The lemon cake, all you got to do is slice it, eat it, and you're good. So I just need to take a moment there, because that spoke to me. That was definitely God speaking to me in that moment. So I just acknowledged that there are going to be some things that God will not remove the desire, but he has absolutely given me the grace. He has given me the strength to say, no, I don't want that. No, I do want it, but I'm not going to choose it. I'm going to choose God instead. And in that moment, that's what I did. I said, as much as this is appealing, this counterfeit is appealing, this lemon cake is appealing, whatever it is appealing, I choose God and I choose myself, because this can't, although it may taste good, after a while, I can't get it. There's no benefits to it. There's no long-term benefits. So no, I choose God in this moment, because it's me and him now rocking in this. And I've come too far to allow a slice of lemon cake to deter me off the plan and the will of God. Wow. So yes, I came out of it with a new perspective. I came out of it with a new insight, and I'm grateful. Listen, I keep saying, like, this journey, this journey is interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's the end of this episode today. The reality is that we are going to be faced with different temptations, and God is either going to, when you're going through a breakthrough, God is either going to remove the temptation and the desire, or he's going to allow you to face it and give you the grace to overcome. Because the trials and tribulations that you experience, I probably won't experience it because God knows I can't handle it. The things that I've experienced, you probably can't experience it because you do not have the grace and the strength to do so. So I now know that whatever God allows to come across my path, it's because he knows that I can handle it. He knows that I can overcome it, not by my strength, but his. So I want to encourage you and myself that as we're going through this journey through life, whether you're on a becoming journey similar to mine, or you're just living, that whatever you face, whatever you're going through, God has already given you the strength to overcome it. He has already given you sufficient grace to turn away and look to him. And do not depend on yourself. Do not rely on yourself. Rely on him. Everything that you need in order to come out on the other side is through him, not through us. If we try to do it ourselves, our brains think, you know what, I can do it. It's all in him. It's all in him. So my prayer for you is that as you go into this week, that whatever you face, God will show you exactly how to overcome and how to come through. Thank you so much for rocking with me on this episode. If it feels a little bit rushed, it's because I'm just trying to make sure my battery didn't die on me and I beat it. So yeah, ladies, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I will see you next Friday. Bye.